Since we're outside, pick one.
I moisturized before I came.
Dude, I gotta drive fast, dude. My elbows are like paper right now.
Yeah.
So tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Edwin. Right now, I'm also running a nonprofit. It's called More Than Circumstance. Essentially, we advocate for people that are homeless, and I've been running for the past 2.5 years now. So it's been quite the journey.
Why homeless people?
Why homeless people? So I think it's definitely been like a long journey of like service for me. For context, I lived in India for a couple of years, from grade like 6 to 10. So my dad he passed away when we came back 8 months after we had come back. But my fondest memories with him, like while we were living in India, was like while we were like volunteering at an orphanage. So we would just like spend like a lot of time like with kids there, like taking them out on like trips, like buying like food and stuff for them, and just like a lot of quality time. And like when you're that young and you see someone who like models those values of like service like for you, that then becomes like a core part of who you are, right? And so that essentially is why like service has become like so important to me. It was because of my dad. And after he passed, I got to volunteer with an organization called Your Love Toronto every Sunday, because essentially what this organization does is they like give like meals and like clothing to people that are homeless like directly downtown Toronto. It was a really cool experience because I got to learn about like a lot of people's stories like while we would be doing outreach of like giving people like like food and their clothes. Like one like story in particular is like this guy, his name is Tom, and he was telling me about his story of like how he got to experience homelessness. And essentially it was that he and his wife, like they were all good. Like they both had jobs, like they were living a stable life, everything was all fine. Wife was then killed overnight by a drunk driver. He then fell to addiction himself with alcoholism, and he then like lost his job, lost his house, and like next thing you know, like he's homeless, right? Listening to stories like that like really got me thinking that okay, like this is like much more complex and multifaceted, and this is worth caring about, and I think more people should care about this.
You mentioned your dad.
Yeah.
Talk about your dad, because he seems like very important to you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he's definitely I think like a really cool guy. He's very charitable, he was like ambitious, he was a dreamer, he was a visionary. He was a civil engineer by trade, and when we were living in India, he actually started a resort company. And so the unfortunate part is that he died before the resort finished. But when I went back to India 2 years ago, I was able to see the finished.
Really? Oh, that's beautiful.
It has a very special place in my heart because I saw like the long hours that he would spend in the office, all the blood, sweat, and tears that he put into that. And while it was like tragic that he didn't get to see it, being able to, I guess, see a living embodiment of what his work has amounted to, like that to me is like, that's really important. And so my dad was like very charitable, and he would just do random acts of kindness for anyone, no questions asked. Like it would just be purely altruistic. Like it wouldn't be for any return or for any recognition, just because this is the right thing to do. So I think like being able to see that, it just like fully transformed like what I want, I think, in my future family life. Like I also want someone who I can do those things with, because that's not something that's going to go away. And so that's sort of I think who my dad was to me.
That was a beautiful answer. Do you want kids?
I do. Yeah.
So what's something that you would pass on that your dad would have passed on to your kids that you want to pass on?
I think I want my kids to also see me being charitable, because I think like it's important for them to see that. Like I want us to be like a very selfless, like giving family, and
compassion.
Exactly. And the only way that you can do that, I think, is if both parents are fully in alignment with that. Like if you have one person who is like charitable, another person who's like, like living in like a materialistic sort of like lifestyle, it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So I think like I want my kids to, and my family to, fully live in that charitableness and living in a world of giving back, as opposed to trying to take from.
Yeah, beautiful. Do you have any regrets?
I do wish I believed in myself more before, but at the same time, like seeing that I've made up for it now, it's like, it's just part of the journey.
What did you not believe in yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I just never really thought that I could do something that mattered. I remember like in high school, like I was like unsure of like what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, like I want to do potentially like something in healthcare, I wanted to do something like in medicine maybe. And my guidance counselor just told me straight up that I was just like, oh, like I don't think you should do this. Like, I don't think your grades are like up for that. And at the time as well, like I think like, just like a lot of insecurities and things that I didn't really know how to navigate. But Now it's like that's just not the case. Like you could tell me that I'm not that, but like if I know deep down I am that, like your opinion of that is not going to change anything for me.
What's your biggest goal as of right now?
Getting into med school. So I'm going on to my fourth cycle of applying, which I think is a testament to that I am very serious about what I say that I'm going to do. This cycle I think feels different in the sense that where I am right now, it's like I feel like I'm the most confident I've ever been. I'm already starting prep for an interview I haven't gotten yet. You know, like quitting is not an option. Like the way that I see it is like I've already done my master's. I might as well, you know, like I'm going to be working jobs that I'm going to be working anyway. So I might as well just keep applying until I get in and do what I really want to do. Because either way, like I'm going to be turning 30. I might as well be 30 and a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, like why like do something just like so like why quit on a dream so early just because you didn't get in when you were when you were younger.
Yeah.
I think that to me doesn't make sense. And like greatness was never achieved from thinking it couldn't be done. You know, and so like anything great that has been achieved by anyone ever significant before, it was never done because they didn't think it could be done, right? Like they significantly believed in it. They like held true to their word and they stood on their ground. Like you just got to go all in on yourself, right? Like you got to go be like, no, like I am getting in, and nothing's stopping me.
A lot of my friends are Christian, a couple of them. I think it's really important to have people of different faiths around your circle. Absolutely. I feel like it's very ignorant to just have like your own culture or ethnicity. Like I love having people that pray different ways. Because at the end of the day, like I believe there's truths to all faiths. Do I believe fully like all of them are true 100%? Not necessarily, but I do think that there's truth in all faiths. And I love that there's like different ways for people to express that. I think if there's only people that look like me and sound like me and pray like me, I feel like I'm never going to be able to like grow spiritually. Of course. It's like a language. If you only hang out with people that speak English, you'll never learn Italian.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, he's Muslim, and he gave me a Quran to read. Right. I'm not a Muslim man, but I appreciate that he gave me that, and I read through it. I didn't finish it yet, but it's a sense of beauty because now I know like where his faith comes from, where his philosophies and stuff come from, and I think it's really really necessary because a lot of Punjabi people, a lot of Sikh people, brown people, they only hang out with other people that look like them and sound like them, and I feel like that's not wrong, but that's very limiting, and I feel like you're gonna always be like half blind to the world because we're not the majority, right? No one race or religion or whatever is a majority, right? There's always going to be 6 billion people that believe in something else or look like something else. So if you only hang out with that small fraction, you will only be that, like a small fraction. You'll never be a whole person, I feel like, if you never really take in like everyone else.
I think one of the biggest almost like tests of my faith, especially in the 10 months like after my master's, where like I was so unemployed, rejected from med school, and like no girl either. So it's like okay, like I like the way that like I was like living my life almost like during that period, it was like it almost like I had a tattoo on my forehead which said no job, no med, no girl, like just like right over my forehead. And I think that was like I almost let those 3 like things like define my life for a pretty long time, and I just felt like a loser. Like I just like felt like I could not catch a break like with any of the big things that I really really wanted. In that isolation though, I got to I think become closer in my faith in the sense of like finding comfort or solace in that there's purpose in suffering, and like this is a test. Like I think it's a test of okay, like am I going to like run off like thinking that God doesn't exist again, or am I going to instead like lean deeper into my faith and believe that this is happening for a reason. And so luckily for me, I took the second one instead of running away. And I remember like a lot of late nights, like I would just be like really upset. Like I would just come downstairs and like just pray in front of like our we had this I guess like prayer space, and I would just be like asking for some comfort or some like relief from what felt like was like chronic like just like pain.
You're just like on your knees.
Yeah, just like I need something. I need something. And I think like in that isolation as well, like I think it was really good because I was I think forced to face a lot of like insecurities and things that I hadn't made a priority to confront directly with myself because I just told myself I was too busy.
Yeah.
But when you're unemployed, no matter nothing, it's like there's literally nothing but to fix. Like there's nothing but you at that point, right? And I feel like now, like being on the other side of it, like I don't feel weighed down by any of those things anymore. Like I feel like I've like really recovered, and I'm just good. Like life is good. I think my dad, like, he's someone who always like set this idea of like never go for low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Like he always wanted us to, be dreamers, like be people that like went for like the absolute best for all of us. But he didn't define those things as being a doctor or being an engineer, right? Those are things that we just independently chose for ourselves. Definitely been blessed, I think, in that family sense of like, like everyone's like very like independently driven. Like, no, we don't really have to chase after anyone to be like, yo, like do your work, like, or do this, whatever. And I think it, for us at least, it comes down to like wanting to make my mom's sacrifices like worth it, because she's given up a lot. It's been nice to get to a point like we can take care of her, like this is like their first time living too, like for parents. And like I feel like that's something that I think a lot of like kids like our age like don't like fully appreciate. We just think that just because like they're older, like they're these like superheroes that like are magically just like immune to like all these like other life experiences. But yeah, like my mom is not someone who's like really traveled like that, and like I want her to experience the rest of the world. Like I want like for me, like I've gone to experience that already with my friends, but she hasn't. And like yeah, being mindful of that, and like like bringing her with us to like fully experience that. And I think it'll only get more fun the older our brothers get too, because we can all drink together. But like yeah, so I'm very proud of my brothers, very proud of my mom, and I think my dad would be proud of us as well.
I wanted to ask you, do you have any dad lore that you have so far?
I think definitely, yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
So we were like MTC, like we were running like an outreach event in London, and we essentially like walked into this encampment, and this one guy came out of his tent with a machete in his hand, right? Obviously internally I'm like, okay, like this is probably gonna be it. But I remember like still keeping my composure. I still looked at him, I smiled, and I asked, hey, like, can I get you something to eat, right? Immediately, he's like not as tense anymore. And the thing is, like, I'm someone who is in his home, right? I'm in his space. When I thought about it like that, I was like, okay, like I can't actually be surprised anymore, because, like, I'm an intruder in what is his home. We actually ended up being friends after. Like, he gave me this like one good luck charm at the end of our conversation.
Was it the machete?
Not the machete. No. Thought like I was just gonna like die, but yeah, like he is someone who had a beautiful soul. By the end of it, yeah, he just gave me this good luck charm, and I still have it. Like I still have it in my garage.
What is it?
At least how he described it was like it's just like African good luck charm. It's just this like stick with like markings on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I still have it.
Anything you want to preach?
Yeah, I think overall, just don't forget to be a kind person. Don't forget to like, because you just never know what someone's going through. You don't have to like do these like grand majestic things to help someone. If it's something as little as buying someone a coffee, something as little as asking how they're doing and taking the time to genuinely listen,
yep,
something that everyone can do. So I guess, yeah, message to the world is if that's you, then yeah, like I do encourage you to take that step, and don't forget to be kind.
Yeah, man. God bless.
God bless.